Let's get this party started. It's good to see you guys today. It's I feel like if it was sunnier, our attendance would be lower. This is the time of the year where we become highly weather dependent. We know how you guys are. So today I'm grateful for some clouds, so I'm getting to see a few more of you than I'm.
Sunshine.
Hi.
It's all for this.
That's too much. Yeah, I mean,
This is the rough side.
that's fair. Well, we have a lot of people to hear from today. I'm excited. We're gonna hear from some similar folks, but some different folks. We're gonna have some fun today. I hope you have your smartphones on you. We're gonna get a little competitive today. So I thought about putting a message like, make sure you bring your phones. I'm like, you guys were realtors. If you're trying to go places without phones. Maybe in the days of the white book, that was an issue, but no longer. Zoomers, do those things. People who make phone calls do so in a TCPA compliant way. Always check the do not call registry. Thank you. And with that, rather than doing our normal gratitude, just wanted to thank you all for the ways that you showed up and the places that you showed up for Red Day last Thursday. We served, I think, in 6 different locations, and probably more than that. You know, Amanda came home from a good hard red day and her husband says, hey, we're going to put in rocks at grandma's house. Get the car. It's done. So red day bonus time. But it's something that you guys don't have to do, but it is part of our culture and we're appreciative of your willingness to serve. And even Nick, we've got Nick here. He's here today. His face has more color than it did. Yeah, that was fantastic. So I don't know if Aaron is in the room, but Aaron Roby and our culture committee were super instrumental in making that happen. So we're grateful for you all. Yeah, we have a little golf clap in honor of the PGA Championship this weekend. All right. We have some fresh faces to welcome. Some of them are feline. Tyler, I don't know if you were warned, but this is what happens. There you are. All right, we are welcoming, and I think I'm doing this in lieu of Ashley. Yes, here I am. I'm going. Welcoming Heather O'Connor. What species of kitty would that be?
British Shorthair. That's cute.
British Shorthair?
Yes,
know that.
yes.
We got some cat people in the room.
That's
Heather joins us at our Tusk County office in the PC program. Join us in welcoming Carol Dalton. Longtime seasoned agent, fantastic agent joining us. She's kind of based out of the Alliance area. So we're really glad to have Carol join us. Tyler Fry, who does not look like his headshot. Tyler is with us in the room. Hailing from, yeah, you got a meow. From Maslin Perry area, making the shift into real estate, kind of an investor management lens as well. So we're fantastic. We're glad to have Tyler aboard and a few more. Bree Ripley is here. You were here last month, but I think maybe officially onboarded since then. I don't know. We're glad to have you here. Alexis Howell, sitting right next to Bree, has joined the Killy team as an agent coming over. And then Chad Smith has recently been licensed and is joining Melissa Steiner's team. So are there any other fresh faces that I've missed? Okay. This might be your first meeting. I'm gonna honor you. Xavier Motice, we're glad to have you, Nick. Xavier has just joined Nick's team with his sister.
Yeah.
Different last name, same family. So we're glad to have you, Xavier. Miss Cassandra, come on up.
I think it's a bad call. All right, so April's profit share was $46,373.
That is a great April. Great job, you guys.
That did put us on the board.
Put us on the map. We're number 33 nationwide.
Okay.
So,
We'll take that. That's pretty good.
What's that? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Pretty good. And that's our 2025 total is 96,000. So we should crack 100 this month.
Yeah.
Unless something goes horribly wrong.
Won that big cruise that we've been vying for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was like,
I
I do.
You do.
I do.
You do. Don't wanna make it fast.
Our April cappers are Miss Amy Myers and Austin Samsel, neither of whom I believe to be here, but.
We will give them an obligatory clap. You know. We can do something other than golf claps today.
All right, and these are our April top producers. It is a healthy list this month. I know a bunch of you are in the room.
So
Great job.
here's a big clap. A basketball clap, as opposed to a golf clap.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be cheering tonight?
Right.
Are we gonna be cheering tonight for basketball?
Are we back with me?
The Nuggets play.
They're gonna be at, whoa.
They need us.
Wow.
They need us. I mean, after game 3, I was like, okay, we're back. And then
Yeah.
halfway into the second quarter of game 4, I was like, we are,
Not that.
we are not.
Not that.
So I'm gonna be watching tonight.
I wasn't paying attention, but Zach did fight with me about going to bed at 10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah,
So-
same. I was like, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
put a bow on this. Great job, you guys. I know we say it often, this market is not easy. And your consistent efforts in winning in this market is a big deal. I will say, just as a quick little side note, this becomes the time of year that as you get busier, you stop doing the things that your business requires that you do, like time blocked lead generation. And so that's just, for those of us who are in bold, I'm looking at you, Katie, we know that we need to stay in the game as it relates to talking with folks. But this becomes the time of the year where the way you behave now is gonna show up in October, and moving into the holidays, so. You look forward to a nice fall and winter, don't stop doing the things that matter now.
And if you don't read my Wednesday emails, I sent some super fun tips on how to do that with ChatGPT, so you don't have to use your brain. to
Yeah,
do
that was
my
cool.
work.
That was cool. I did read that. Thank you, Sandra. I think, anything else from the MCA
I
corner?
think maybe we should explain the rules of the giveaway before it's time for the giveaway, because I feel like it gets
Feel
lost.
free, go ahead.
So for this month's giveaway, if you had a closing in April, any closing, you don't have to be a top producer, you're gonna write down a number on a piece of paper between 1 and whatever the number of closing is, which I believe to be 258, but don't judge me if it's 259.
Oh, I thought that's what you were gonna have to guess.
Oh, no.
Okay, go on.
A spinner, with a
Okay.
number, and whoever's closest without going over wins. If there's a tie, we're spinning again.
Wait, what?
And if you're on Zoom, throw it in the chat.
Just choose a number.
Write down a number between 1 and I believe 258 or 259.
Okay, I like it, I like it.
Information at a later
And that,
time.
what this does is it guarantees that the person
What we did.
the person is here who's gonna win. We're not gonna be like, okay, I hope that person's here, I hope that person's here, we're getting rid of the dead space. You're
If the
here.
numbers are picked though, if the person had written that number down, right, cause you could pick a number that wasn't written down.
Yes, but nobody who sold a home who's not here will be winning.
Should we put our name on it?
I love that.
Yeah.
You're just gonna give me the piece of paper one.
What if you?
What if we lie about what our number?
I was not expecting a spinning question.
It's good we're discussing now.
Makes sense to me, I'm sorry, what?
What if there's more than one person?
We'll do another
Aren't you
one.
just keeping that and it spins and then she goes, oh.
Oh, is that what?
So like, if
And
it
then you go
spins and it
big.
lands on 172 and you've guessed
I'll tell you
171,
she's cheating.
you're my lucky winner.
I wish you guys read your contracts as carefully, all right?
Wait a minute.
We're gonna go like 4 rounds deep, everyone's gonna keep us. Oh, never do this again. All right, thank you, Cassandra, that makes sense to me.
Wow.
We'll give it
Lot of
to you.
passion.
Lot of passion. We're giving away a winery experience today, so that's gonna be kind of fun. Thank you, Cassandra, I appreciate you, even if others are. Rich, in the jacket today, representing.
Well, I'm working on behalf of you all, so I gotta make a good
A
impression,
little bit
right?
this
Oh,
way.
oh, that's right. Hi, everybody, good morning. Only a couple things actually today. So MLS updates, just something for you guys to be aware of, because I can see this becoming a problem later for everybody, not just our brokerage. But if you haven't noticed, when you upload photos in the MLS, it is populating an AI generated little blurb about whatever is in that picture so that folks that are hearing impaired can read that or see it. But unfortunately, it's not always the greatest. So if you haven't read them, I put in a listing and it said it had wood floors. It was carpet. It was dark carpet, so it looked like wood floors perhaps, but be careful with those things. I think it's more of a pain in the butt, and that's what I shared with the MLS, honestly, was stop doing it because I have to go in and check all 36 photos and correct them. I don't know that they heard me, so I guess I would say,
Call
you
and
know,
complain.
yeah, call and complain a little bit about it if you want, but be careful with those because the public does rely on whatever that's going to tell them is in the photo. For example, whether you're leaving the kitchen appliances, but all of a sudden it's saying stainless steel appliances. It gets pretty well detailed down to, it called a chandelier that was not a chandelier of, but whatever. So it gets kind of detailed, and then it even said it had baseboards, which was, amazing. So if it can't find nice things, it just picks out whatever it can find. And it's, one room had a ceiling fan and baseboards. I was super excited. I didn't have to go out with anything, so. I would say just go back and delete those or change them because people will rely on those, so please be careful with that. They are coming up with, MLS Now is coming up with a lot of AI stuff lately. We were at a broker forum a couple weeks ago, and there's gonna be a point where your consumer is going to be able to upload a picture of a house. Let's say they like a Tudor style house. They're gonna be able to upload that to the MLS and it will find all the Tudor style houses or all the houses that look like that automatically and send it to them. So they're coming up with some great stuff and they're coming up with some not so great stuff. And what I will say about the AI is, I am probably one of the most ignorant people when it comes to AI. I just haven't dove into it yet. Even ChatGPT, I used a little bit. I hear people saying they use it for their emails every single day. I just don't take the time to do it, but I guess educate yourselves on it because AI is not going to replace the real estate agent, but it is certainly going to do a lot that we do, and you will not have to show that as part of your sales pitch. But if you can integrate it into your sales pitch and say, hey, I'm up on all the things that AI is offering and this is what I can do for you, it's a great idea. One of the things I'll say is, again, I'll just shout out to the MLS for Kubi Casa. If you are not using Kubi Casa, you are missing the mark for every one of your sellers. It is free. It is an app. You download it from I think just Kubi Casa, and you're part of the MLS Now. You can do a floor plan. It's free. It's amazing. For $15, you can do a little bit better of a floor plan. It shows you where like a shower is, where the appliances go, where the kitchen sink is. So it gives a nice layout. And for $30, you can get a 3D one. So it's really not that expensive. And it's a great way to differentiate yourself for the agents that are not doing it and using the tools that are there. We'll talk a little bit about contingency offers. We are seeing more contingency offers. Be careful on contingency offers. We do have a form in .loop that is a replacement property addendum. And what that means is if Mark has this property listed for sale and he says, well, yes, I'm going to buy this other property, but I need to sell my current home in order to buy it. Well, make sure you're using that replacement property addendum because when the sale, if it falls through that the house Mark is buying due to a home inspection appraisal issue, or shocker, sellers just say, I don't want to sell my house anymore. I can't find anything. Now Mark is homeless and we've made it that way because we didn't take that extra step to put that in place. So please make sure, don't just assume that all deals are going to go through. I'm not lying to you. I said at the awards that I've signed more mutual releases than anything. I bet you year to date, I've signed more mutual releases than I have in my entire career as your broker this year alone. We are signing them on a daily basis. They're falling apart. So try and bulletproof your transaction as much as you can. We're back to home inspections. We're back to seeing low appraisals. We're seeing price reductions. Start doing the job that you always knew you had to do, even though it was easier before. So that's what I'm saying.
Good work. Rich, any updates with regards to clear cooperation stuff at the ML?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. There isn't. What I can share with you is, well, I mean, it's good to know. I mean, it is good to know. Clear cooperation, NAR did come out with a policy that, still affirms you have to have a listing in the MLS within 24 hours of any public marketing. We've always had in our area that a seller can opt out of the MLS. There is a seller opt-out form. You have to initial next to about 3 or 4 things that say, I understand my house won't be marketed on the MLS. It's not getting sent out to any of the websites, blah, blah, blah. But they initial next to it. So that is available to them. Well, at the broker forum, MLS Now said, hey, we have until September, so let's drag this out as long as we possibly can to see what some of the other MLSs are going to do. And also let's make sure we get it right. Solicit from our members what they think should be, I guess, our rules, if you will, because we're gonna be able to have a delayed marketing Delayed marketing would be where you put it in the MLS, but it's somewhat like a coming soon, but you're delaying the marketing out to all of the other websites other than the MLS and possibly our own website. That will be delayed marketing, but on those, Zillow, and I think there's another website, which I can't remember, they have said if you do that, that listing will never be syndicated to our website, even after that delay period. So, that's a question for your seller. Do I want to see my listing on Zillow? Probably, because when you search an address, that's the number one web address that comes up. And so sellers would be very upset if you talk them into a delayed marketing and then all of a sudden, guess what? It's not out on all the websites,
Yeah.
especially Zillow. So there is more to come on this. We have a while before September, even though it'll probably be here before we know it. We don't have any answers. Clear Cooperation is still 24 hours of public marketing, put it in the MLS. The bad thing about our area is for those of us that are members of Columbus, Mansfield, MLS Now, and Firelands, all of those MLSs get to make their own rules for delayed marketing and office exclusives. So that's going to be a little bit tricky. You're going to kind of see, just like Columbus offers coming soon. So some of our agents in that market, you'll see on our Facebook page, they'll say coming soon. And then I get the call from agents to say, wait a minute, that's not allowed. Well, it's not allowed by MLS Now, but it is allowed by Columbus. So if you have a listing in that market or Mansfield, it's allowed there too. So we'll have to learn as we go. There's more to come on that.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Thank you. Appreciate that. If, in case you were curious about, or in case you didn't really read the email that Gary Keller sent to us beginning of last week, it was basically, pay attention. It's an interesting time. Let your voice be heard, and
Yeah.
we're grateful to have you helping us to do that. Ginger, Mike and Ginger.
You can go ahead, Chicken.
Going back to the contingency offers quick, can you explain the difference between the contingency offer form and the concurrency?
Yes, and I hate this question because I will explain how I understand it and explain it, but I will tell you every agent's interpretation of this is completely different, it seems. So first, let me be clear, the MLS, even though the concurrency form says that you can still actively market the property, it does not mean that you can leave it active in the MLS. That is not what they're saying. You can still actively market it, meaning on any additional website, or the sign out front can still say for sale. You can still show the property if you want, if it's under contract, allow showings, but it does not give you the ability to put it in the MLS as active. So if you accept an offer on a property, that's it. It is contingent, or I guess it's under contract, no showings, or under contract, allow showings. So contingency is better for a buyer. Contingency says, I'm locking this house up for X amount of days. You cannot accept another offer on the property. Typically, there could be a contingency form that a broker has that says otherwise, but typically it's, I'm locking this house up for X amount of days till I get an offer on my property. I, as the seller, have no right to sell this house out from underneath of this buyer. Whereas a concurrency says, I have the right to still market the property for sale, but there's a 48-hour bump clause is what agents are calling it, to where I can receive another offer on the property. I can give the first offer person 48-hour notice. They either have to perform, or I'm canceling their offer and taking the second one. So a concurrency is better for a seller, whereas a contingency is better for a buyer.
Yeah.
That's how it's written under the MLS that we use under our documents. I cannot tell you that all brokerages will offer that, because I've seen contingency forms where there is a bump clause in it. So you really have to pay attention, but when it comes down to it, just think contingency, good for buyer, concurrency, good for seller. That's what it comes down to.
Well explained.
Okay.
What I was gonna ask about, and especially in regards to the different MLSs, been seen on occasion where it's a property in Jackson, but it's listed in a Columbus MLS. Didn't know if that's a thing, like if that's allowed, or if there's an issue there, or. Cause basically, I go to get information, but the only place I can get it off of is Zillow.
I'll give you my answer. It shouldn't be allowed, and I don't think you should all be doing it. So I would say,
Not doing it.
no, I know.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is though, is.
A couple months ago, I ran into that same
You will.
situation. Yeah, it was one like in East Canton, and I was looking in the MLS and there was nothing in the MLS, and then I figured out it was a Columbus agent that had it.
So how that happens is because agents go outside of the area in which they are familiar with in selling. And they shouldn't be, and their broker, that's why I'm saying to you, don't do it, because I had an agent ask me if we would be part of the Cincinnati MLS. The answer is no. That's 4 hours away from us. I don't know that market. You don't know that market. If you want to sell in Cincinnati, you should probably move closer to Cincinnati and be very familiar with that market. I know that we have some overlap with Columbus and things like that, and that's what makes it a little bit weird. In that case, I would say if you have a Columbus agent that is listing a home in the Columbus MLS, it is not in our area, you should really reach out to that broker and ask the question. I need more details on this. I'm not part of this MLS, and I think it's odd that you're listing this property outside of our MLS. Here's the thing, if that broker is a member of MLS now, the agent has to become a member and put it in there. What's happening is you have these smaller brokerages or just brokerages, period. They're saying, I'm not going to become a agent of MLS now, right? So, but I'm in Columbus. I'm gonna take that listing and I'm gonna put it in the Columbus MLS. Well, the public can see that on all the websites that it goes out to, but we as realtors can't see it unless we're a member of Columbus. So it is a disservice to the seller. It should be considered unethical and it's wrong because you're harming the seller.
Yeah.
So if you're seeing that, I say call that broker and ask the question, are you allowing this agent to be a part of that? Yeah.
Don't some of the MLSs have rules about it being listed like within their MLS territory and then it having to be listed? in
Only if the
MLS?
broker is a member. So that's why agents get a little bit frustrated when KWLG agents have to list something in Mansfield or Ashland MLS, even though they're a part of MLS now. You could do it in all three or one. The problem is I am a member of both of those MLSs, and if you list a house in their territory, you now have to become a member. And the reason I'm a member is because of all of you, right? So we have multiple office locations that we need to make sure that we're servicing those areas. So as inconvenient as it might be for you to take a listing in Mansfield and go, oh geez, now I have to, be a part of that MLS. Think of that agent in the situation that you were just in, where that agent was selling outside of their territory and you're disappointed. It's the same thing. Yeah.
It's a great point.
So, anything else?
Thanks,
Okay,
Rich.
thanks,
We
Rich.
appreciate you. We have two very special guests today, the president and CEO of Star. I know some of us are part of a variety of boards, but most locally here, we're part of Star. So join us in welcoming Colleen and Amy.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Of course.
We're here to
Yes,
ask
this
you
way.
all
Yeah.
for money this
There
morning. Who has extra money they want to give away, right? But we have some really important events coming up that we want to share with you guys, and they're going to be really fun. So tomorrow we have an RPAC auction. Are you guys familiar with what RPAC is? Okay, so this is really important because RPAC supports our industry in so many ways. It supports our business, it supports our clients and their best interest. And so we are really trying to raise money for RPAC this year, and we're doing actually Eric Henry is our RPAC chair. Do you want to speak on it at all, Eric?
It's a lot of fun. It is an hour away, but you would drive an hour to go to a showing to sell a house. So like, it's just where your priorities are. RPAC allows us to continue doing business the same way we're doing it right now, fighting for personal property rights for everybody that we help in the industry. And if you want to hear more about it, I will talk to you after the meeting for sure. I don't want to take up the whole meeting.
Absolutely.
But just like, we're blessed to have Rich, that's just an amazing man that has helped me in so many ways as the brokerage, as an agent, and certainly in the Ohio Realtors functions. So
Yeah, so tomorrow we're doing an auction. It is a live auction and a silent auction in Trumbull County. We would love to have you guys there. You can still buy tickets, right?
Yeah, you still buy tickets,
Yes.
and if you cannot attend, then we encourage you to do the
Online
silent, the silent auction, and I'm sending out an email tomorrow morning. You guys can click on that and you can start bidding if you like.
Great dinner. They're in my office.
be there.
before I can't work. No, the dinner. It's a great dinner.
It is a great dinner. It's at this restaurant
Yeah.
called Di Lucia's.
Di Lucia's, yeah.
Di Lucia's. It's
Really, really
amazing.
good. You know that? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. they have
Amazing
great
food, yeah.
Yep,
And we
Yeah.
have a fun time there. And actually, are the Duttons the auctioneers?
yes, they are.
The Duttons
Yeah.
are our auctioneers for the event, which
Yes.
makes it always, I'm sure you guys know how
Oh, yeah.
fun they are when
Yeah.
they do auctions, so it's gonna be a great time. The other thing that we're doing this year different, we used to do this thing called the Breakfast in the Park, and I don't know if you guys have attended that in the past. It was more of a networking event where we all just got together, had breakfast, and we got a free flower from the affiliate committee. This year, we're doing something different where we can actually give back to the community. In Trumbull County, there are 479 children on a wait list for beds. They don't have beds to sleep in. So we are supporting a foundation called Sleep in Heavenly Peace. We don't have a Stark County chapter, but because we are also part of Trumbull County, we are going there to do this where we're building beds for the children. We're calling it Bed and Breakfast. It's gonna be May 21st. And the fun part about this is we're doing a broker challenge. And that means if we can get however many sponsors from you guys today, you could potentially win a free lunch on the affiliate committee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Farmers insurance.
Farmers
Farmers
insurance.
Bank, I'm sorry.
Yes, Farmers Bank. So a sponsor for the bed is $100. It's not a big commitment. It will provide the entire bed for a child. So it provides the bed, the mattress, the sheets, the comforter, the pillows, everything. So it's $100. And I'm gonna ask you all to get your phones out and scan our QR code. Sign up. You can be a volunteer or you can sponsor a bed. And I will tell you right now, we have 50 beds sponsored. 32
32
volunteers. We need volunteers because, I mean, just think about it. Can one person build one bed? And I don't know. We don't know. It depends on how handy you are. So we need more volunteers. You get a free t-shirt. You also get free breakfast and lunch provided that day. We're gonna be there from 9 to 2. You don't have to be there all day. You can come and you can stay for a little bit and leave. But we would love to have you guys and your support.
And it's 51 beds because I just purchased a bed. So,
Okay,
Nice.
all right, so
We can take it.
we could take it past the scan, we'll.
yes, they have 18 beds.
Rabbinic has 1,200, we have 200, so we have some.
Who was the first one?
Daisy Lane.
Oh, Daisy
18
Lane,
beds,
Christie,
yeah.
She's at 1,500, Shervinnick's at 1,200, we're only at 200, so we have quite a ways to go. Get out your check.
Okay.
Yeah, Howard Hanna, I think is at 13 to 15
Are they?
beds. Yes,
Okay.
there, she's, you know, out
Yes.
there.
Okay, that would be
There is, yeah.
sad, folks, hear that, Howard Hanna's at 1,300.
Yes, exactly. You gotta beat them. You gotta beat them. So in any case, we'll leave flyers out on the table for you guys. That way you can scan them and sign up to register to, so what you're gonna do is once you scan this, it's gonna actually take you to our STAR website where you can sign up to either sponsor or volunteer. And once you do that, then there's a little link there on your sign up page.
Yes, yes.
That will take you to where you need to donate the $100.
And make sure you click on Ohio Trumbull, so your donation will go to that location.
Yes,
Because they
we wanna
actually
make
have
sure
to
it's in Trumbull
purchase
County.
the wood like this week, so we
Yes.
can build next Wednesday.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Do you have to donate $100, can you do 50 or 25, what?
Well, $100 is the complete bed, so I don't know. I mean, it does
I
give you
mean-
options, but 100
People could partner up and.
Yeah, yeah,
Say
they
if you
can.
guys wanna
But let's
partner up,
gosh,
if one person
take
wants to
care
do
Venmo,
50 and
do the
50.
thing we do.
Yeah, you can totally partner up and do it that way if you wanna, I mean, as
Yeah.
long as we get in quantities of 100, that's what
Yeah.
our.
And
goal is.
also, if you're gonna have checks, drop them off to me tomorrow before 12 o'clock at the Star office, because I'm actually gonna deliver those checks tomorrow to Sleep in Heavenly Peace.
Okay, cool.
Yes, it's gonna be a great event. And then one last thing, because I don't wanna take up a lot of time, but we have 5 board positions available coming up next year. So if anyone's interested in being on the board, you know, we've got some board members in here now, which have been awesome. And we are always looking for people that are interested in just growing your leadership skills and being part of our association and kind of getting an inner look at what we do at that level. And it's a great opportunity. So if anyone's interested, just reach out to Colleen.
Yes, and if you want a one-on-one, then I can take you out to coffee or some lunch or something, and we can talk more about it.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you both.
so much.
Yeah.
Good question.
Oh, yes.
Are they gonna possibly do something like this in Stark County though?
We have to open up our own
Chapter.
chapter here.
Yeah.
So there's some paperwork and some stuff involved, but we will definitely check into that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
if like, we're having such a great, we're really doing really well with it this year. We may be able to talk them into doing something for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Ms. Samantha, with you. Come on up. Oh, she's got a ball.
I'm having a day. Okay, so shout out to Erica. I came in without my butt and it popped off my pants today. And like I said, like it was like, and she had a sewing kit and I literally stood like this and she sewed it. She's like, I can't stop.
What was it like common greatness?
So
You should
I
pull
was
her
gonna
name
do-
right out of that then.
I'm thinking for a shout out, but we skipped that.
I'm
So
sorry.
Everyone thanks you. Everyone thanks you. Hi, I'm Sam with American Title. I have a drawing. First, I want to say 54 people from this brokerage closed with us last month, which I think is like an incredible amount. That is, you know, multiple of you closed multiple deals, but 54 different agents from this market center closed with ATS in April. So thank you so much. I'm gonna do a drawing. With that though, I just want to remind you guys about ABAs. Every deal that you send to ATS from Legacy, if you're a Legacy agent, which you guys all are.
What are you telling?
Everyone should submit an ABA, right? So it's either the Legacy, we call it the generic Legacy ABA, we won't call that here up. Or if you're a partner, you have yours, okay? So we have been getting, and I don't know if it's just because we have a lot of deals with you guys, but we get a lot of deals over that do not have ABAs. And then we are literally just like, we cannot start any work until we get those ABAs, so we come after you. And some of the people are not in this room. But I feel like we're constantly going after, so it just delays things. So if you can please just get that signed, it just has to be, your client has to sign that, okay?
Help us help you.
Yes, there's something, oh, I had it on my phone. We have built quite a commercial team at our sister company, Kingdom Title, that there are 6 members of this team, attorneys, underwriters, all the things. So we are looking for commercial deals. If you're an American partner, you will get credit by sending it to Kingdom. Just let me know, like, hey, I sent this deal over. But they're needing work, and we know commercial deals are out there. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. But it is our sister company. It's in Fair Lawn. So they're looking for that. CEs, Caitlin, I sent you over that list. Who needs cores this year?
Probably, I don't know.
Okay, summer or fall? Fall? Okay. I want to plan on all of those, one a month, maybe for the next 3 months or something, like fall, August, September, October, something like that. Does that sound good?
Yeah,
All of them
that's a lot.
here?
More like in the fall.
Okay, we'll plan that. We also have a class coming up in Mansfield in July. That's POA's Estates and Trusts.
Yes.
She's doing it out there. Would you guys like that here also? It's our attorney that's doing that one.
Yeah.
Does that sound good? Well attended? Okay, great. So I'll get that one planned also. So look for those classes. Okay, I'm gonna do a drawing. So this is everybody that closed a deal in April.
They all say Mark Sandvig on them.
Mark Sandvig, I did leave you and I did remove
Oh,
someone,
yeah.
Jose Medina.
Are we doing people who are not physically in the room? Cause he is on the Zoom.
And
Take
don't
that.
say it
Yeah.
like how.
Chris Alchin, it says Christ, T in it. Chris Alchin. He was on the Zoom, is he on the Zoom?
He's on the Zoom.
All right.
You get a $50 gift card to anywhere of your choice. So just let me know what that is. Okay? Awesome.
Thanks, Sam, appreciate you. All right, deal or no deal, real estate edition. Dun, dun, dun. For those of you who love the Howie Mandel show, this has exactly nothing to do with how that. It was just catchy because you guys do deals. So get out your phones and we are gonna do a Kahoot. And it's gonna be a Kahoot. Amanda, can you confirm that you guys can still see the screen? Because Zoomers should be able to participate.
Yes. I can confirm.
All right,
We a bit nervous. That's fine.
we've been nervous. I battle tested this behind my own scenes. All right, so you will scan a QR code in a minute, once I start this. You can either use the game pin or you may scan the QR code, which
I can't.
you can saunter closer if that helps. Yeah, I'm going to saunter.
Hold on, I can't.
Safe place to saunter. Skilly, I like skilly. Is that what people call you? Yeah. Chef, oh, people say.
That's what I call Kyle.
Okay, okay. Eat brown sugar?
Keep reading, it ain't that.
Okay, okay, okay. I got you. All right.
Really?
We got 40 people in there. That's pretty good. I'll give you guys an extra second to finish. So for those of you that have never done a Kahoot, this is a quiz. So questions are gonna pop up as you go. And like it'll give you a few seconds to read and then it'll go. And as soon as shapes pop up, you can read it here, but then you'll be answering on your phone. You get points for accuracy. So if you're not right, you don't get any points, but you also get points for speed. So the faster and more accurate you are, the better you will do. Not to be outdone, it was gonna be a $25 gift card, but I'll do a $50 gift card to match Sam. So winner gets a $50 gift card.
That's why should beat it.
Oh.
Amazon's like, $5 denomination is cheap though. All right.
Yep.
So these are questions related to keeping deals together, just to connect those dots. This does have something to do with it. All right. Is there anyone who's struggling to get in?
I'm always struggling.
It's your phone
Moving
trying
up
to
this
protect you.
56K modem over there.
Are you just trying to come up with a nickname? Is that what?
Yeah, I was like, it'll be catchy. It'll be good.
We got a few nicknames we'll give you.
Spicy today. Comes in
You had
a pants on.
You're different than me, Sam. Granted, I wear belts with my pants, but I still have a pair of pants that I popped the button off like 4 months ago, and I just put my belt on, you know? My wife's like, I can fix that. Nobody knows what else. Mike, are you in?
I am in.
All right. I don't have confidence in your completion.
There it is. Settles.
All right, so here we go. And Zoomers, you should have no issues here.
Yes.
I thought I had to look up and see.
First question.
It's still loading. Yeah.
What percentage of contracts fell through in the USA in 2024?
Wait, I'm confused. I don't have number. Wait.
You have to pick the corresponding.
So in
shape.
corresponding shapes of this.
Sorry. So like, if you think it's 22, pick the red triangle. I'm not going to have
Oh, only 3 were accurate, 16% was the answer. Yeah, I gave you that answer in the description for today's meeting, so shame on you. But I'll read it.
Go in your 35th place.
No, it's.
All right, scoreboard, Ashley Richards, first place, all right, Ashley. Cassandra, just a half second. All right, next question. What's the most effective way to manage buyer expectations after an inspection?
Oh my
So
God.
downplay the importance of the inspection, provide clear guidance on differentiating critical versus cosmetic issues. C, encourage them to hire a second inspector, or D, advise skipping the inspection altogether.
What?
I will be wild. It's taking forever to go through. A lot of words. It was a lot of words to read.
Oh.
Good job. All except one of you did that. You don't even mess up. You don't even- I prefer that you didn't. Oh, we got moved. Oh, Ashley and Cassandra hold the top 2 positions. Way to
I love
go.
it.
All right, next question. What's the most effective way to ensure buyers are financially qualified before making an offer? Is it A, ask for their credit score, B, require a pre-approval letter from a reputable lender, C, wait until they're ready to submit an offer, or D, tell them to figure it out themselves? All right, again, one person. Oh, my goodness.
Please don't just randomly click and try to get it right.
Yeah, yeah. Speed to lead, right? All right, actually, man, you're staying fast and accurate. Way to go. Brown sugar is the highest climber. I don't even. Oh, there he is. How could I? You know,
From 35th.
rather than saying A, B, C, and D, I'm gonna give you the colors to make it easier on you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know. The lender hasn't responded to an updated approval during the appraisal stage. What do you do? Is it red? Follow up daily with the lender. Blue, explain to the client the potential risk of delay. Yellow, escalate the issue if needed. All of the above.
I'm trying to mute her, it's not working.
Sam, shoot yourself.
Miss Holmes.
People, I think the people who got the wrong one just went too fast. Like, oh, that was a good answer, but that wasn't the best answer. Spoiler, any of them that have all of the above. It's always green too.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting. But G is the highest climber and G is on the move. Next one, the inspector finds minor issues, loose door handles, etc. The buyer is hesitant to move forward. What is your advice? Do you red, walk away, negotiate a repair credit or seller fix? Yellow, advise ignoring the issues entirely, or green, demand everything. Demand.
It's really intense for that. You say green.
Nice, again. I think someone's just like stuck on yellow. Like, all right, I'm gonna ask someone to come and play on that one.
Yeah.
You can text me separately if you got that one wrong. Or if you answered yellow in particular.
You got nothing better to do.
They're also good. Cassandra holds on, guys, it would be a thick, but Cassandra were to win. She's not even licensed, guys. Not even licensed. All right, if the inspector finds issues, the deal will most likely fall through. A, or blue, true, red, false. False. Alright, there's like 11 questions or something, no?
Did you see the right dude?
No.
What's the best way to avoid misunderstandings between parties? Red, communicate only when there's a problem. Blue, set clear expectations up front and provide consistent updates. Yellow, let the clients figure things out on their own. Green, ensure that the other agent knows who's boss. Yeah, a lot of these were ChatGPT, but I got a little bit of a cold. That was me. Yeah. Good. All right. Set clear expectations. That is key. Cassandra's holding on. Jess and Danielle all the time and just waiting for someone to slip.
Somebody press her phone.
Someone, there's an emergency.
Preston. Get those buttons off.
Your client misunderstands the closing timeline. What's your next step? Red, apologize and review the timeline with them. Blue, provide written updates moving forward. Yellow, involve the title or lender. to avoid future concerns. Green, all of the above.
All the mistakes.
Boo.
What?
I forgot to hit all of the above.
I warned you. I literally
Yes.
told you guys. Literally told you.
Same.
That's a trust issue.
Yeah, we got other issues.
You're trying to win like that.
All right, yes, it is. All of those things are good things to do. Oh. We got movement, Danielle. Danielle's flying. Is Danielle in the room or is she on the Zoom? She's on.
Right here.
Oh, this Danielle. Okay, okay. She's got a front row seat. Can see very easily. How do you prepare your client for potential appraisal gaps? Red, include an appraisal gap clause in the contract. Blue, educate clients on how appraisal gaps work up front. Yellow, ensure buyers.
That's it.
Oh, Amanda. All right.
That's slow on the draw.
Okay, okay. Sandra's still there. A seller wants to refuse all repair requests. What's the best course of action? Red, walk away from the deal. Blue, work with the buyer to negotiate alternatives like a price reduction. Green, yellow, convince the buyer to accept the property as
Mess
is.
me up.
Green, file a complaint against the seller.
Oh, my gosh.
Ooh, everyone got that right. Okay, okay. You guys are making progress.
What if kept winning one off?
Well, last year are there? I think it's a 12.
You know,
This is the last one, I believe.
you getting bored, Katie?
How many are left that we can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys need,
Yeah.
you need them to mess up. You
Yeah.
need them to mess up.
Don't worry, I'm in 40th
Danielle
place.
wants to like elbow. That would work.
Locked in.
All right, we're almost there. The best way to avoid deals from falling through is. Red, clear, explain the process of.
You're not getting me this time.
Blue, getting Christopher to provide information.
This time it's the wrong one.
D, all of the above. Let's see how you guys did. These have been the hardest ones. Okay, you guys are learning. Okay, okay. Great job. And I think this is the last one, maybe? Cassandra's got some separation, Ashley. You need to have a glitch in the matrix over there.
Multi-select.
The seller threatens to sue your buyer due to breach of contract. You should.
All right.
Red, tell your buyer something make concerned about. Blue, threaten to counter sue because I'll show him. Yellow, call Rich. Green, call Rich, but in green.
Oh, and it's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was,
That was a three-step.
I don't know, we had to.
Find my way up.
Got mine?
27.
Okay, here we go. Final results. Third place, Alexis. Second place, Ashley. First place, Cassandra. Okay. Ashley, we got you. Leadership can't win.
I just love a food.
Oh, me too.
I'm really competitive.
We had one for a national training that Nicole and I were both on, and there were like a bunch of people on, and she and I were both on the leaderboard. You know, they would say, Mark, if only you brought that intensity to your job.
You know, my nickname was Cassandra. You
Can't verify that. That is compelling.
I mean-
Okay.
That's funny.
Too skilly, right?
Yeah.
Give me a quick second. Thank you, folks. That was fun. We'll do that again. I enjoy that stuff.
Speak for yourself, I'm pretty sure I got 40th. I missed a question because I'm trying to mute somebody.
So
I just feel
just a
weird.
couple thoughts, and these are things that I don't need to say, but I'm gonna choose to say them, and I know Rich will underscore them. So many sticky issues in our contracts can be avoided by the conversation that you should have had when you were having the buyer consult or the listing appointment. A good listing appointment or buyer consult is not just gonna be like, here's why you should work with me, but here's what the process looks like. Here's what we do if this happens. Setting expectations with clients is essential. Getting clear on their expectations is so essential as well. What do you expect of me, et cetera. Number two, I say the number one reason that deals fall through is clients not being as committed as you are to the deal coming through. As number one, and then number two would be agent emotions not helping the situation. And so as you face a situation, they're slow to respond, or this happened. I've seen so many agents, some in this room, can you believe it? And your clients mirror your energy. And if you say, okay, here's where we're at and here's what we can do, level heads prevail in contracts, and managing your emotions is a big deal. You've heard this said before, and I'll say it again. Once we're under contract, yes, we're still negotiating with the other side, but we're on the same team. Jose talks about being on the same side of the table. Like, we all have the same goal here. I was talking with one of our agents yesterday who's in a very complex situation with an estate and an ex, and it's a messy lawyer situation. And it's like, we all want the same thing here, and we're just trying to figure it out here. And so remembering that and treating those on the other side with that posture goes such a long way. And when I call co-brokes and say, hey, Joe, you just closed a deal with Caitlin, like, thanks so much for doing business with us, how was it? For him to say, hey, it was messy, like, it was hard, but she was great to work with, and we got through it together, like, those are my favorite conversations, like, someone says that it was smooth, I'm like, hey, that's great, but that probably means you guys didn't have to work through anything challenging together, which is great. That's preferred, but I like hearing when you guys have been on the same team. And then in sticky situations, that last question, you guys do this, and this is why I'm so grateful that we're in business with Rich, just call Rich. Having a broker that say, hey, this is gray, or this is black and white, goes such a long way to help. And prevention is the best medicine, right? So like, hey, I'm walking into this, how should I approach this, as opposed to someone's just threatened to sue us, what should we do? The sooner, the better. One other quick little PSA is that our next education day, which is 2 weeks from tomorrow, is typically on a Tuesday. We moved it to a Wednesday due to construction happening here that day. We didn't feel like you'd want to listen to
Windows being replaced.
windows being replaced.
Yes.
So we moved it to that Wednesday, and we're gonna go deeper on building our skills as it relates to bulletproofing the transaction. And there's a book in Gary's book Shift called Bulletproofing the Transaction. So we're gonna walk through, there's a bunch of things that we can do more practically than we were able to talk about today. So with that, I would like to yield the floor to Cliff and Jessica. I think you're a big daddy. I'm not for sure. And he's wearing his Raiders.
Somewhat Raiders, yeah,
Yeah.
somewhat, yeah, we had a very good draft. I've been very happy the last few weeks, so, yeah.
Cliff and Matt, what's up?
I know. So, hello, everybody. A couple of good things. We have, cross country's got a lot of good things working right now that are gonna help you guys grow your business. Thanks for the ones that came up, got to make it up to the Tom Ferry event. That was awesome. We had lots of good feedback on that. I mean, it was a great turnout, you know, for not just for you guys, but agents all around Northeast Ohio. So it was great. So we're gonna keep letting you guys know every time we have events like that, and we'll try to get the word out as soon as possible. We do have a great event coming up on June 3rd. It's our roadmap to new business in 2025. The main key focus on this is gonna be about our non-QM, you know, type of loans. I mean, they're really taking off, you guys. I'm not sure if you guys ever done them or ever even heard of them. I mean, we've got some outstanding products, and they're relatively easy. I've done a couple, you know, DCSR loans now. I mean, literally, it's all the documentation is assets, homeowners insurance, appraisal, and we got the rent as far as what the payment is. Approved. No tax returns, no pay stubs, no W-2s, nothing like that. Done. And we're getting them done and relatively quickly. So jump on that bandwagon. You guys have any questions, definitely let me know. A couple classes that we have. Yes, Rich?
On the DSCR loan, if you're doing it in the name of an LLC, does
Yeah.
that still go under personal credit, or is that considered business? How does that work for a DSCR loan?
Yes, that's a good question. It's still gonna be run under personal credit, but as far as the closing, it'll be in the name of the LLC. Yeah, good question. And a couple class that we have coming up, we got some great promotions. We have a new FHA, like, it's kind of like a down payment assistance program. It's not like a grant or anything like that. It's through HOPER. It's the Home Ownership Promotion, Education and Research Program. Excellent, another outstanding program, guys. I'm gonna do a class on that to kind of go over some more details. I know we don't have that much time today, but be looking forward to that. But it's FHA. It doesn't matter what the income is. If they run an approval, automated approval, they have a 580 and get it done. Credit score doesn't matter. This is a nice alternative for FHA buyers that's really gonna help add more to your portfolio.
13 grand.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3.5% down is what they'll get up to 13 grand, depending upon what it is. So it's 3.5% up to 13,000 is the funds that they get for that. Okay, and then last but not least, we're gonna be doing another class for our NOC program. It's what you wanna talk about NOC, you know anything about that?
Yeah, so the NOC it's very similar to a bridge product. It is a bridge product, however, how it works is NOC comes in and takes out the primary residence as well as gives them out-of-pocket cash to close funds. The nice thing about NOC is that there's no contingency on the offer, as well as on our side, we don't have 2 payments to qualify for debt ratio, really 3 payments, because it would be first and second and a new payment. So it removes that liability from our underwrite, as well as removing the contingency from your offer. So it's really, really slick.
That's great.
And then again, that to Cliff's point, that's closing in about 12 or 15 days, can close in 12.
And this is on top of our already cross-country mortgage, bridge loan product that we have. This is another tool that's gonna help, buyer situations, everybody. They need the equity, but they can't, pull it out, and plus they can't qualify with that extra payment. This is another solution for them, so we're gonna get that set up for you guys as well, but, okay?
Yeah, awesome.
All right, thanks for your time.
Appreciate you all.
All right, see you later.
Well, Sam was talking CE earlier. We've got another guest to almost bring us home. Tom, is it Harrell? Horrell, from the CE shop. Listen up, you guys, especially those of you who sometimes get close to the deadline. This is for you, and I'm on this.
But nobody in this room would do that, right? No, absolutely not. You all got it all done. How many of you have heard of the CE shop, first off? How many of you are actually taking classes through the CE shop? All right. Just a quick question, did you like them? Was it pretty straightforward, pretty easy, no extra, no complications or anything like that? Well, we actually have a partnership with Legacy Group. So they have their own co-branded website and everything like that. How many of you have gotten emails saying, oh, by the way, there's a 40% flash sale, take 40% off, here's the code. Use those codes, keep looking for those codes, because that would allow you to take those classes and take them at a much cheaper rate. New agents, how many new agents here that are just
New in the last 3
licensed?
months.
Yeah. All right, if you have not done it, start looking into doing your post licensing. That is one of the things that jumps up on us every single year. You're like, oh, I'm too busy doing everything else. You still have those 20 hours that you gotta get out of the way. Also, whose birthday, whose year is it? Make sure that you get that stuff out of the way early. You can buy these classes from the co-branded site, and they're good for 6 months. If you find a great time, 40% off sale, 50% off sale, 35% off sale, grab them, take some time and get it done. Rather than going, it's due Sunday, I gotta get it now, not being able to find classes or anything like that, and then having to rush through it. Do any of you have any questions about partnership, about how these codes work, about how the CE shop works, or anything like that? Yes, ma'am.
Do you mail the certificates in on behalf of the agent?
We do not mail certificates, but we tell the state that they have finished stuff. The only thing we do not do that with is your post licensing. State requires them to turn it in. So if you're doing pre-licensing, or if you have and that's another great thing too. If you have somebody that you're like, they would be great here with Legacy, tell them. Because when they go through the Legacy co-branded site and take their pre-licensing, they also go into an exclusive admin site, so they're not on some list somewhere. So if you want them to come here because they're gonna be a great asset here, now they don't have 15 or 20 other brokerages saying, hey, I see you're taking classes. Hey, I see you're taking classes. Why don't you come talk to us? You can kind of protect that potential asset for the company. So again, I am partnered up, I am the business development executive for Ohio. So if you ever have a question, get a hold of Mark, get a hold of Nicole, get a hold of, and everybody will help you out. And if they don't know the answer, they'll come to me and I'll be able to find the answer for them. So you don't have to sit here and wait. A question goes into a black hole or something like that. You can get answers right away. Any questions for me while I'm here? All right, just a quick heads up. There is a 40% discount tomorrow. It is a flash sale tomorrow. The code is IMPACT. I'm sure that email will probably go out tomorrow because these guys have been phenomenal with that. If you ever have any questions, please just let me know. All right.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. One more thing through here, Cassandra, we doing this?
Oh, yes, okay. Can you
So-
click on that link?
Did you write your numbers down?
Okay,
Write a number between 1
Oh,
and
me.
260.
hang on, don't say that.
Okay.
It's a very specific number. Oh, no. This is not good. 1 second.
There it is.
Did it show up?
No, I had my name on
Oh, was it?
Mark, while we're waiting, can I just say, Star, for the past few years, he participated in a charity event, bringing the Bloodmobile to a charity flag football tournament.
this year, we're gonna put the word out there we wanna put a team together to participate in the tournament. So if anyone wants to play flag football, if there's 10 people on a team, Star's gonna sponsor it, it's a $400 cost, so we just need players, so. We would like to do that on top of bringing like the Bloodmobile, so if anyone wants to play.
When is that?
I knew you were gonna have that,
Mid-July, I think, right? I thought I heard.
July.
That's just the
case it turns
Get Cliff play?
I would love to play, cause he's huge, yeah.
Let's go play.
Yeah, but Blake, you need somebody.
Cause we have, I think we've got maybe 4 or 5 people.
Zoom in and out.
There's no way.
Nick wants to donate blood.
Bring both arms this time, let's go.
The only thing I'm
There's
worse at than donating blood is probably football.
I gotta say, I know a few of us gave blood after having done something else. Liz, you were one of these people.
Yeah.
I've been like picking up trash all day, like I was dirty, and I like coming to the Bloodmobile, which is supposed to be all sterile. They're like looking at my fingers.
Yeah, it was gross.
I'm
Nick, if
sorry.
you were able to give, I got denied. I went to Mexico.
Oh,
That's
God.
fine.
Yeah,
My laptop's gonna die.
So the number is between 1 and 258.
number.
Write a number between 1 and 258. I have both the pick and the tiebreaker. If you're in Zoom, throw it in the Zoom, please.
Oh, so you've written down the number.
I've got the number. I know the
Okay,
answer in
okay.
advance.
I'm like,
Sorry.
the
you guys
wheel don't work.
Don't get the wheel this month. I don't know what happened.
Here, look at my number and say this number.
$1, Bob.
Okay, are we ready? Yes, that is what that was for. Okay, the number is 36.
Verify.
36, who is the closest without going over?
Without going over.
Oh, you didn't say that. You didn't say without.
I absolutely did the
Yes,
first.
you did. Okay. I didn't hear
Price
it.
is Right rules don't apply.
I'm at 37.
I have 25.
27?
There's a 27 back there.
Anybody closer than 27?
Let me review again.
Oh, I did $1, Bob.
$1, Bob.
No, not on Zoom.
Tiffany. Submit a complaint to the division.
$100 gift card to wine and choice.
Ginger, you're out. Ginger, you're out. We know where you like to go. Every like lunch meeting with Ginger is Gervasi. So, got her place. We got a euchre training coming up, June 6th.
Yeah.
Just a couple weeks away. I'm planning on defending my crown. Next month's team meeting is a partner appreciation party. It's gonna be outside. The meeting's gonna be quick and we're gonna hang out, have some good food. That's gonna be next month. And I think that's what we got. Grab some lunch, talk with someone you don't know, and thank you for making time today.
Mark, there's no trivia in that tournament for Nick, is there?
We'll be talking about colors.